So we're actually certified directly by the EPA. So you can get your EPA through us without a proctor. So no scheduling. You go through, we take pictures and videos of you as you go through the exam. And then we prove that later. Someone reviews all of that. So no scheduling, no extra cost. It's really easy and accessible. So we have EPA, we have NATE. So we just did a partnership with HVAC schools. We're actually bringing on all HVAC school content onto the SkillCat platform. Other courses out of all of those videos and building out a really comprehensive suite to actually be able to get certified in a lot of those fundamentals. Yeah, there's we have a bunch of trade school diplomas that are accredited through ISET. So you can actually come in and get a trade school diploma in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, all through the app. I always tell us when we first started, we were 1 star in the App Store, in the Play Store. People had all these issues with our app. Now we have almost 5,000 reviews with 4.9 stars.
Today's episode is brought to you by one of our show partners, UpFrog.
UpFrog is the OG when it comes to pricing transparency online. They find system replacement leads through paid ads and have developed an entire system to drive those hard-to-find system replacement opportunities, nurture the leads, and book them into sold systems before your team arrives to help you grow your business.
Hey, I'm Krista with MarketStorm, and we work with home service companies across the country. Quick question. If another HVAC or plumbing company in your area starts influencing homeowners before they ever hit Google, who gets the first call? By the time someone searches plumber near me, they've already been researching the problem. We use AI to detect those early intent signals and put your brand in front of them. So when they do search, your name already feels familiar. Visit marketstorm.ai or text us at 213-575-5448.
Hello, everyone out there in podcast world. Hope you're having a wonderful day. You're listening to or watching the Service Business Mastery Podcast. I am one of your hosts, Tersh Blissett, sitting virtually next to my co-host, Joshua Crouch. And we have Ruchir here with us today from SkillCat, which is an online training and accreditation certification.
Yeah, we're challenging you
software.
This morning.
Yeah, right. and if you're watching this and you can see Josh shivering over there, we're recording this in January and we're going through a snowpocalypse type thing in Savannah. It's 17 degrees and snowing. We got 4 inches of snow last night, which is wild. It's been years since we've had snow here, and Josh is in Phoenix and it's 85 degrees over there. So he's
it's not 85.
Shivering.
It's in the 20s, which is cold for here. This is why I moved out of Wisconsin, to get away from this shit, but it's following me.
Ruchir, you're in New York, right?
Yeah, it's also super cold here. I moved back to New York from California last year. It's my first winter in forever. Yeah. I'm also dying.
Yeah, so you're not excited about this either. So here it's usually hot and humid. Where Josh is, it's hot and dry.
Yeah.
We just want some heat, no matter where it's at.
Warm sun.
Even whether it's humid or dry, it don't matter. Just get rid of this snow.
Even yesterday at 11 o'clock, we had a break, and I did our first workout of the day outside, a walk with my wife, and I was all bundled up and had a hat and gloves on because it was really windy yesterday. So you can call me a baby. That's okay. I'm good with it. I just like the heat now.
Well, it's funny because you and we left Colorado last week, and I mean, you dipped out and the snow had just got started, really. There was a little bit of snow on the ground when you left. Between the 12 hours of you leaving and us leaving, it's 4 inches of snow. I mean, a full foot of snow dropped on the ground. It was wild how much snow was dropped. Anywho, that ain't got nothing to do with what we're talking about today on today's show. But I wanted to give a little reference. If you see Josh over there shivering during our interview. But with that being said, welcome to the show. And can you give a little background of yourself and what the whole premise is behind SkillCat?
Yeah, absolutely. So if SkillCat is a training platform for the skilled trades. So we have about 1,500 hours of training, simulation-based training on HVAC, plumbing, electrical, and appliance repair. And we've trained about 300,000 people over the last few years. And so my background kind of got into the trades in a unique way. So my senior year of college, I did policy research on the BP oil spill. And training was one of the biggest issues that caused the spill. And so built out a company out of college building online courses and simulations to train oil and gas workers to prevent oil spills. And so I grew that company quite a bit. Then I went to business school a few years ago at Stanford. When I came out, it was COVID, and everyone was getting laid off in oil and gas. And so these people making, a couple $100,000 a year going to work at grocery stores because they just didn't realize what other industries needed mechanical skills or needed electrical skills or had job shortages. And if you look at it at a macro level, did a lot of research. This has been happening since the 70s as like people have been laid off from industries like coal and manufacturing in the US. They've gone into minimum wage jobs, and it's brought the average income for blue collar folks like down like 20-30% since the 70s. So what I started was basically, how do you make it an easy way for folks to reskill and like get into industries like HVAC, like plumbing, like electrical, that have massive worker shortages and a lot of similar skills to other industries. And so that's really what we started, was like, hey, trade school is really great for a lot of people, but it can be really expensive. And you have to leave the workforce for a year or 2 years to go to school full time. So what if you could build a platform that used simulations to, emulate real world experience as much as possible and give you all the same certifications you would get in a traditional trade school? And that's how SkillCat came to be. And we've just, it's been almost 4 years, and we've just grown and adapted a lot since then.
Wow, that's really interesting. Yeah, the fear of like when layoffs come from factories, it's like, where am I going to go and still be able to make money? Because like here in Savannah, we have like International Paper, we have Gulfstream, and these jobs are known for like cherry picking kids right out of high school. So like I remember all my friends, they would go to, not all of them, but a lot of them would go to like work at Gulfstream, and it was an amazingly paying job without having to have a degree. Like you said, they could be making multiple hundreds of thousands of dollars a year without having a degree. And then a layoff comes through, and all of a sudden, these guys and gals who have been working this assembly line, working like doing hydraulic presses and stuff like that, things that they've learned over the years, we gradually, over the period of maybe 10 or 15 years, you went from, maybe you started out at $17 an hour, and now you're at $40 an hour, $45 an hour, or something like that. And then like they work 4 10s, and then they'll work Friday and Saturday too. So they're doubling up time and everything else. Well, I know people who are like, man, I really hate my job. Like I hate doing what I'm doing, but I'm stuck because I can't
Can't
leave
make that
the
much money
industry.
somewhere else.
Exactly. With
Yeah.
my quote unquote skill set, even though like we know, like mechanically inclined, you can do a lot of other things, but formal training wise, they only had the training they did at Gulfstream or International Paper or Georgia Pacific or something like that. So then like that skill set doesn't compute over to a different, like say HVAC.
No,
I
it's a huge,
literally,
yeah.
it's massive, because like I literally went from Arizona Chemical, or being a mechanical engineer over there at a
Mhm.
chemical plant, to being a service technician.
Mhm.
And it was just, night and day different about everything. And I didn't know anything about air conditioning at that time. So for me to say, hey, look, I'm going to quit my job and I'm going to go back to school, to trade school,
Yeah.
while I have, maybe a kid on the way. I think whenever I left,
Mhm.
I got a mortgage, married, like, oh, I'm just going to quit my job and for a year or 2 years go to a trade school. And it's just not feasible at all. So this is legit. I mean, it's a great idea.
Yeah. So that's kind of that's our vision, and that's what we've been working towards, is how do you make that transition easy, and how do you get new people into the trades as easily as possible? And so
And
that's overall.
it's $10 a month, right? For no matter what.
Yeah. Yeah. So we really, we started off free. So our initial business model was,
I mean, I do like a free 99.
and
That's a good price plan for me.
the original model was free for folks who want to break into the industry, and then companies pay to hire folks through the platform. And parts of that work, parts of that didn't work. It was just really hard to to compete with like an Indeed on a jobs platform side. And so we started charging, but I think our whole focus as a company is how do we keep that cost as low as possible for everyone. And so, yeah, we started $10 a month. There's some like more higher level plans for companies and folks who want to train larger workforces. But yeah, basic idea is how do you keep this as accessible as possible? If folks reach out and they can't pay, they want a scholarship, they need help, we do that almost every time. And so,
That's what's up.
yeah, so that's what we're all about. And just how do you build a really great business with really great content and, trains folks on everything while keeping training really, really affordable for people.
How do you feel like you're doing, like the time frame? How can you tell how well people are absorbing the content, I guess?
Yeah, it's a good question. So we get all sorts of students on the platform, right? So we'll get people who are like middle school or high school, parents are putting them through this. We'll get people fresh out of school, want to get into the trades. This is their first kind of like replacement or equivalent of a trade school.
Mhm.
Then we get a lot of people who are already in the industry who want to grow or upskill. So we get a lot of maintenance techs who want to learn HVAC. Very
Oh, that's cool.
often. We work with a lot of companies who want to build out apprenticeships and grow their technicians. And then we get people later in life who want to reskill or get into the trade. It's surprising how many people we've gotten recently from like white collar jobs. So folks in like marketing or finance laid off. And now
Anything that's gonna get replaced by AI.
exactly. Crazy are like the farthest thing away from getting replaced.
That's until the Tesla robot or the Tesla AI, OpenAI robots start taking over the world.
Yeah, but even then, I think like computer vision and robotics are so far away. There was an article, I think the Wall Street Journal recently.
What's so far away in your opinion?
5 years.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. Like, are we talking like 2030s? Or are we talking like 2080 when we're all dead? Well, maybe Tersh and I are.
That's how who
You
knows?
before me.
It's such a mystery. I think maybe like I don't know. At least it's really difficult to tell, right? But at least I think 30
yeah.
years.
That's why I asked you. I
Right,
figured
yeah.
you.
I think at
go on
least
that one.
3 years.
This is like Tersh asking you a dad joke, and everyone's like, I don't know what to say.
Yeah.
Speaking of factories, what do you call a factory that makes good products?
A factory of goods, like a goods factory.
Oh, that's a
That's what I thought of.
yeah, look at that response.
It's not one.
I would say a satisfactory.
So freaking lame. Wah, wah. It is way too early for your shenanigans. It's only like I mean, it's not early here. I've been up for a couple hours now, but it's only 7:30 here, and I don't do well on early morning calls. Tersh knows this, so he schedules podcasts early in the morning just to mess with me. And
No,
just
if I
to
was
make
messing with you, we'd be doing it at 6 a.m.
Yeah, you're not even awake at that time.
Hello, home service professionals. Do you want to maximize your marketing budget? Then you need to be using call tracking from CallRail. Let's say you noticed a spike in new leads this month. To find out what's driving them, you just log into your CallRail dashboard. Is my new Facebook ad outperforming my other ads? Or is paid search knocking it out of the park? Or maybe it's time to retire those newspaper ads. Since CallRail assigns a unique phone number to each of my marketing efforts, I know where my best leads come from and which efforts to scrap. CallRail shows you your most cost-effective marketing channels so you can get back to business. Go to callrail.com/SBMpod and try it for free.
Quick question. How many calls did you miss last month? Not how many you answered, how many did you miss? Across the home services industry, about 30% of inbound calls go unanswered. And those aren't just tire kickers, those are customers ready to give their business to whoever books first. Breezy fixes that with AI agents that answer every call, they book the jobs for you, and they follow up instantly. So instead of waking up to missed calls, wake up to book jobs. If you want to see how many jobs you're losing right now, go to getbreezyapp.com, use code SBM, and they'll give you $500 towards Breezy on us. Now back to the episode.
Sure. How do honestly, personally, I'm actually surprised. I've never heard of SkillCat prior to this. So how do you guys get the word out? Like, what kind of channels and stuff do you guys get the word out so people that are looking for a change in career can find you guys?
Yeah, it's a great question. So for a while, we were really focused as word of mouth. So because we were free initially, then we're $10 a month. Like we just got a lot of folks all
You
over.
saying
Like
you didn't have a huge marketing budget when you were free?
no marketing budget with for
Funny
free.
how that works.
Even now, we don't really have a marketing budget. Like we're starting to do a lot of social media, but the basic premise is if you make a product that's really valuable and meaningful to folks, folks will share it. And so people talk
Mhm.
about us all the time on Reddit, right? Like there's like
That's
a lot of like people post about us all the time on social media. It's all about how do you build a great product and then get people to share. Because in this industry, in the trades in general, like people just don't trust like folks who are like heavy marketing and like, download this, download this, download this. It's all about like, what is like, it's a soft sell, right? It's like, hey, someone used this, they actually got a job, they learned
Mhm.
a lot, they benefited from this. Like we have a lot of companies reaching out to us because they hire people who went through SkillCat and then know a lot. Um, so like that's actually one of the reasons Brian or initially reached out to us. We were talking about this earlier, is because
Uh-huh.
he had some folks who he hired who had gone through the platform and gotten certified. And then we also get companies that come off a lot who they hire techs, they know so much more than anyone else. It's like, where'd you hear about this? Where'd you learn? And it was SkillCat. And so far, until the last few months or so, we've been really about word of mouth and just like spreading the word. Now we're really in growth mode. So trying to go on more podcasts. I heard this is the place to be if you wanna spread the
This
word.
is the place to
This
be.
is the only show that you need to be on, though. I'm just saying, like, it's the
Yeah,
only
and Jen's in the comments too. Have you been on Jen's show, correct? I know that she does skill cats, right?
She's actually Jen was one of our first students. So this was
Okay.
like a couple of years ago,
Oh,
you
wow.
know, brand new, and like I just called someone who downloaded the app and is on the platform. And it's Jen, and she is like just so excited about the platform, has so many ideas and feedback. And I really feel like as Jen's grown with HVAC chicks, we've
Mhm.
also grown with SkillCat, and we've been supporting each other for forever. So
That's
uh,
cool.
That's really cool. I like hearing
That's
that, and I like
that's the
seeing the
power of
stories.
that's the power of community, and Tersh and I mean, we see that all the time because of, one, stuff that we try to help people with just because of our network and stuff, but people listening to this isn't really about this episode, but you guys gotta get involved, you gotta talk to people, you gotta network, you gotta go to some of these events sometime. I know some
yeah,
people are like, "Well, it's kind of a waste of time." Well, it's a waste of time if you don't do anything, if you don't talk to
Yeah.
anyone, you stay to yourself. And the
Mhm.
power of network and the power of your tribe and community pays off dividends. So when you need something, all of a sudden it's like, "Oh yeah, I know someone," and you just constantly have someone that you can get answers to those questions, which is pretty cool that Jen was one of your first students when you guys made the transition to the trades.
yeah. I literally just called her out of the blue, and she gave us she said she loved the platform. She made a video for us. I think that video helped us get funding and has helped us grow so
Mm,
much. So we're always very grateful to
very
Jen.
cool.
Well, shout out to Jen for
Yeah.
that. That's cool.
That's cool. I'm curious. You mentioned, we kind of glossed over it because we started talking about robots and stuff, but you're seeing a trend of white collar workers getting in and wanting to learn skills in the trades, which I don't think there's any hope for me, Tersh. So just don't even think about it. Don't sign me up. I don't think there's any hope.
I'm not even gonna
We
waste
always
my
we
time.
always joke because there's an award. I don't know if I can get this right down there. It's not hung up on the wall for a reason yet. And then that picture right there is also not hung up on the wall.
It's just
And
leaning against the wall.
yeah, it's just leaning because I don't I can figure it out, but I'm gonna put a few too many holes in the wall, and my wife doesn't really like that. So I was actually a mechanic in the Air Force many, many, many years ago, but I wasn't a very
Look at his
good
beard,
mechanic.
and you can tell.
That's why I always had a supervisor walking over me, make sure I didn't do something dumb.
Like,
Um,
Josh, where's your 10 millimeter? Uh, it's inside that F-16 somewhere.
yeah, the one that's in the air right now. That's why they call them lawn darts.
Jeez Louise. You're terrible, Josh.
Anyways, so Ruchir, you've seen a trend that way. What do you attribute that to? And I mean, where is there like certain channels or things like that you've seen, like people all of a sudden like this area is coming to
Is
the
it
trade?
regional? Like, are you seeing it?
No, I mean I think at a high level, like for years, people have just not gone into the trades, right? And there's been this like horrible, completely wrong perception in
Yep.
society that trades jobs are lower paying, worse quality, inferior to office jobs. It's just so wrong, right? you make more money in so many trade jobs than you do in so many college required jobs, right? There's so many people coming out of college making 250K in debt, and then they come out and make 40K a year.
True.
And like
Yeah.
job satisfaction is way higher in the trades. Like 85% of people in the trades love their jobs versus something like 50% on average in a lot of
Agreed.
office. These are like, and you can also like, if you want to make a lot of money, you can also do that in the trades, right? I'm sure a lot of the folks you guys talk about in your podcast, like, you can become a millionaire in the trades.
Yeah.
It's not like there's such a shortage and AI is not going to take your job. And so I think you see a lot of, and it's a very social job, right? You meet people, you interact with people. Like I
You're
just can't
connected.
these jobs
Yeah.
are now. So I think people are just realizing that, right? A lot of folks who are Gen Z are coming onto the scene, seeing a lot of white collar jobs getting replaced by AI, seeing a lot of misery and depression that people have. Like work from home is not great, right? I mean, maybe yeah, you can get injured, you can get hurt working a trade job, but depression is pretty awful. And
Yeah.
like you see so many people depressed in white collar and office jobs. So
Especially if you're an extrovert and they got you trying to work from home. Oh,
yeah,
you're gonna go stir crazy.
well,
Now, I will tell you, me being an extreme introvert,
Mhm.
if you could give me a job where I never left the house, oh man, I
Yeah.
think I'd be your best employee. As long as I didn't have to go work with Josh, be around him all day.
You would have been fired a long time ago.
Not if I was your boss.
So I think it works for some people, but like even for folks who are introverts, there are things about trade jobs where you actually like accomplish something completely in a day. You can,
Yeah,
I mean, a commercial job, you don't even have to interact that much with
true.
like, people you don't want to deal with, right? You talk to a customer, maybe you like get in there, you like fix the problem, and then you're like focused on what you love doing all day. And so,
Well, I
uh,
think the white collar I mean, some of those jobs they're fairly monotonous. Like back before I got into the trades and stuff, I was always good with numbers, data, statistics, analytics,
Didn't you
stuff
go
like
to
that.
school for accounting or something?
Well, so I got in, I thought maybe accounting because numbers, everyone needs numbers and all that kind of stuff. But man, was it fucking boring. Like,
Mhm.
no offense to any accountants or bookkeepers, or any like Mo, if you're watching this, Mo's our bookkeeper for all of our businesses. You're fantastic at what you do, but it was boring for me. It was just very monotonous. And maybe it was the role I was doing because I wasn't like a full accountant, it was more of like an accounting clerk position. But I stumbled into the trades because a contracting company needed an accountant. I wasn't a great accountant. I was a little bit better at accountant than I was mechanic, but not by much.
So we're setting this bar low.
But I stumbled into the trades, and then like to your point of like every day is different, the interaction, some of those things, like I just kind of fell in love with it. I kind of
yeah,
fell in love with the grind of it.
you complete something, right? So Brian actually recommended me this book, and I recommend this to everyone. I'm like halfway through, but it's called Shopcraft to Soulcraft. It's about like there's like a dignity of work where you like have all the aspects of work and you finish a task to completion versus a lot of office jobs, they've taken out a lot of the creativity and thought and like ownership out of the work, and you're just a cog in a machine, right? And so this is one of the reasons trade jobs are so incredible is you actually like you feel the satisfaction of completing something all the way through.
You get that dopamine hit from like you've gone in, the air conditioning wasn't working at the house, they're freezing cold. You're like, oh, it's just a dirty flame sensor. Boom, 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 swap it out. And
I
then
feel
all of a
like
sudden it kicks on and you're the hero, hit the dopamine hit, on to the next call.
there's
It's
something. I always felt like our techniques, especially when we had this was back when I was in Wisconsin, and we would have like really cold weather snaps for like 2 weeks or extreme heat and stuff. And I always felt like our technicians, like they had like an imaginary cape on. They just felt like they'd walk out of someone's house after fixing a complex problem and just feel like $1,000,000. Like they just
Yeah.
solved all the world's problems, at least for one person. They did.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And they would, even when we were busy, even though it's like, hey, you've run a bunch of calls, you've been out late, like go home. They would just like, no, give me another one, give me another one. Like they just that it's like that craving of that dopamine, which is funny because I'm reading Atomic Habits right now. I literally just talked about like the cue, craving, and reward, response and reward thing in the book, and it was all about that. That the dopamine that you get when you think you're going to get a reward, not necessarily when you get the reward, but
Oh,
it's
the anticipation, the
yeah, the
perception.
anticipation of it, which is the anticipation of completing that service call, making that homeowner so happy, getting that great review, It's not really about the money. It's more about the feeling that they get. The money's obviously a great thing. Trades do
It
get
is
typically
helpful.
paid pretty well.
No, people
Mhm.
are happier, right? Like every survey you see, people are just happier in the trades, and just nobody realizes that. And so,
I'll tell you the time when we're not happy is whenever it's 157 degrees in the attic
Like,
and we're doing a maintenance call. And you're like, why am I in this attic? That's when I'm not happy. I would not recommend taking the survey during the middle of summer.
yeah, take it when it's 55, 70 degrees, something like that.
That's funny. Thomas in the comment section over here said he has a business degree. Has been doing this HVAC for too long, some would say. I don't know. I don't know how long too long is, but so I started in 05, and then I left in 2012 for a year. And the whole time I was like, man, I'm wasting a talent. And then I
Like,
got,
do you feel like a magnetic pull kind of
yeah,
pulling you back to the industry? I feel like that
100%.
happens with people that they try to get out, they find their way back. It's just no matter
Mhm.
what. Like, then there's always opportunities, right? Because there's always, especially with the shortage, like if you have skills or some time in the trades, like everybody's always hiring. So like when you need jobs, like it's much easier to get a job here. You don't like, I look at the positions that I hire for Relentless Digital. I'm looking for a Google paid search specialist right now. I have 200 applicants in a week
yeah,
that I have to sort through. Like it's like, and I'm looking at pieces of paper and long form questions they're answering, trying to figure out like who's going to move on to the next
Oh,
step. Like
yeah, no
that's a
thanks.
hard thing to do. Like it's not like I get to meet them and do some of those things, but it is tough.
Thomas, you put in there 41 years. Are you 41 years old, or you been in the industry for 41 years? Because that's kind of like me. I'm 41, and Josh has been in the industry for 41 years. So I'm just kind of comparing the difference there. He also mentions that motivating techs starting out has always been an issue over the years. Do you have any kind of gamification or any kind of anything like that inside of
Tricks or
SkillCat?
something that you've seen that's helped.
I think two things that worked well when we work with companies on this. One, we have a series of assessments that are kind of gamified assessments to validate if someone actually has mechanical aptitude to be a technician. And that doesn't mean like you know how pulleys work, but that means like can you read the instructions and follow directions and like learn on your own how
Dude,
to
let
do
me
your
tell you this story
yeah.
from back in the day. And I say back in the day, it's probably been about 5 years ago now. Maybe, yeah, 5 years ish ago. I went to hire a guy, and it was his ride along portion of the interview. And he comes up to the technician that he was doing a ride along with, and he was like, man, I need a different drill bit. That's what he said. He need a different drill bit. He wanted a 5/16 chuck. He had a 5/16 chuck in his hand. He wanted a different one because he said the one that he had tightening the screw in, and he needed it to come out. So he needed a different drill bit, is what he said. And at that point, that was not the first
Was that
situation
the
we
moment
ran
they're
into.
like, yeah, I don't think this is gonna work.
That's exactly the conversation that I had with him. I pulled him to I I took him off the job, and I took him to a Starbucks for a coffee, and I said, "Hey man, look, you just don't have the mechanical aptitude for this job. And I don't want you to get hurt on a roof. Uh you don't know that you can swap the drill." Not only that, that was like the second day of ride alongs with him, and he'd been watching Justin the other day use the same tools. So I was like, man, this ain't gonna work out for you there, bud. And so he was gone from there.
You did the noble thing and let him down softly.
Yeah, over a Starbucks coffee.
I mean, that's the thing. I think it's more and more common. We hear it actually like people don't know left like righty tighty, lefty loosey quite a bit from like especially like companies hiring maintenance tech. They're just like folks a lot of a lot of my generation, the next generation are just like you haven't worked that much with your hands. And so part of it is you want folks who have that aptitude. Part of it like hey, if you don't have that, you should be able to learn,
Mhm.
figure out those things on your own. And so yeah, that's definitely a big piece. And then, yeah, getting people excited about the job. And so, like, I think virtual is like simulations, like meeting folks where they are. So not like long training sessions where it gets kind of boring, but, um,
Yeah.
micro learning on your phone. That's like fun and interesting and entertaining. So that's
Is
how,
it easy to is the program easy to use on the phone, or is it better to use it on an iPad or something?
no. So we started like kind of on a computer, and then we've shifted where we still have a web version and iPad version, but almost everyone does it on their phone because like
Oh,
a
okay.
lot of folks go in and out of the field, right?
Yeah.
So
That's
we've
smart.
stayed away from anything that requires more than a phone because it's just a lot. You meet folks where they are, right? So they can go through and do stuff easily.
That makes sense. And you can do EPA 608, right?
Yeah, so we're actually certified directly by the EPA. So you can get your EPA through us without a proctor. So no scheduling. You go through, we take pictures and videos of you as you go through the exam, and then we like approve that later. Someone reviews
Mhm.
all of that. So no scheduling, no extra costs. Just really easy and accessible. So
Yeah, that's cool. That's worth the $10 a month right there.
yeah.
I mean, that's
Yeah,
crazy.
just feel good that. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
What other courses and stuff? I mean, we didn't talk about like the the span of courses and stuff you guys have. Like, if people are interested in, we're talking about EPA and so HVAC stuff, but what other courses you guys have available for people?
So we have EPA, we have NATE, a lot of NATE courses. So we just did a partnership with HVAC schools. We're actually bringing on all HVAC school content onto the SkillCat platform.
Oh, that's
So putting
dope.
together courses out of all of those videos and like building out a really comprehensive suite to actually be able to get certified in a lot of those fundamentals.
Every
Uh,
time I see it something from Brian or from HVAC school, it's like, man, I just can't keep up with the courses they're putting out there. They're
yeah,
just going down.
it's a huge undertaking just to take all of their content and build it into courses, but their team is brilliant, and it's been really great to work on that. Yeah, then there's a bunch of we have a bunch of trade school diplomas so that are accredited through ISET, so you can actually come in and get a trade school diploma in HVAC, plumbing, electrical, all through the app. And then yeah, a lot of plans for the next year. So building out a lot more certifications, looking at pulling in a lot more license training and licensed CEUs onto the platform for folks for their contractor licensing. So
So
um,
are you saying that you would be able to get your state license through the program?
that's the idea. At least all the training for it. So
Okay.
we're working on that right now.
Okay,
Um,
That's
that's
cool.
really cool. That's
yeah, we're all about listening to our users. So I think for us, I always tell us when we first started, we were like 1 star in the App Store and the Play Store. People had all these issues with our app, and now we have almost 5,000 reviews with like 4.9 stars. So
Oh,
we're
that's good.
constantly listening. Technicians give a lot of feedback, and nobody's shy. And so
what's the average length, like some of these courses and stuff? Because I know sometimes, like when I sit down, I see a course, I'm like, oh, video's an hour long. I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Like to commit an hour, it sounds first world problem,
Tough.
right? But
Yeah.
it's like when you have a lot to do, you're like, I have to block out all distractions for an hour, which it's a lot more challenging than it sounds like when you say it out loud. But what does it look like on a normal course as far as like some of the videos and some of the training?
So I'd say average course is probably around that long, but everything is split up into short topics. So you can go through and like do a 5-10 minute topic anytime you want, and then like you make progress and you go towards that goal. So I think it's something we're still figuring out, right? There's definitely a preference everyone has for shorter, more bite-sized stuff. And so I think the general thing is like they're like these larger learning plans. You split them up into courses, put those up into topics that are like really easily digestible and short and interactive. And it's a work in progress. We're always trying to get better, but that's the focus: is how do you make things very applied and very interactive, so
Hmm.
so folks get a lot of value out of it.
That's what's up, man. And for those who haven't caught on yet, what's the URL?
You can go to skillcat.com or skillcatapp.com.
Okay.
Yeah, so
That's
That's
what's up.
awesome.
That's cool, man. We appreciate you hanging out. Is there anything else you want to share before we wrap things up here?
no, this sounds great. Download the app. Let us know if you have any feedback. If any of you are at AHR or Symposium, would love to see you there. We'll be at Loa booth at Symposium, and I'll be at the HVAC school booth at AHR. And we have a big announcement coming out later this week, a new initiative focused on getting young people and kids into the skill trade. So
Okay.
we'll
that's
be
exciting.
announcing that
I
in a
like
few
that.
days. So
That's
All
cool.
right.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, we'll see you. I'll see you at HVAC School Symposium here shortly. And yeah, if anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to the team. You can reach out to Josh and I, and we can forward the message to you.
I mean, and just my email, if you want it, is Ruchir,
Yeah.
Ruchir at skillcatapp.com. So if anyone has any questions, concerns, anything, just reach out.
That's brave. That's brave of you.
You get a lot more good than you get the bad. So.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. So Josh's email is
Nope.
No, just kidding.
End stream.
His
I
cell
already
phone
get
number
you.
is.
Don't worry, I probably won't see it anyways. So
Yeah, you won't. Ruchir, we appreciate you hanging out with us, bud. I'll see you here shortly.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.
All right. If anybody has any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to Josh and I. Until we talk again next time, I hope you're a wonderful and safe week. We'll see you later.
good.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Service Business Mastery. Now that you are equipped with essential business advice from this impactful conversation, you are one step closer to becoming the successful owner of your dreams. If this episode has been helpful to your business journey, don't forget to subscribe to the show, leave a rating, and share it with other owners as well. Visit servicebusinessmastery.com to learn more.